Hello, everybody. This is Barney Strom, and welcome to my YouTube channel for the second broadcast for today on Field of Dreams Baseball. We left off on July 4th, and we have several good races going. Uh, and let me just review them now while people get a chance to drop in and watch our stream. In the Moneyball division, Lehigh is running away with a 10.5 game lead over Hadley Lake, 11 over T-ville, and 13.5 over my team, Vegas. The only reason I mention that is because Lehigh is on somewhat of a losing streak, and who knows when it'll end. Maybe one of these three teams will go on a winning streak and make it a race. Who knows? Sandlot division is the race of both leagues, D-Gens, Philadelphia, Chicos, and Beantown, all within a couple of games of one another. They're going to go back and forth until the season is over. Speaking of that, we are in July, so we'll finish July this week. August, traditionally, we sim the month of August, the dog days of summer, and that means next week we should begin September 1st and really get into these pennant races on a serious basis. Natural division. By the way, the Sandlot division, we played D-Gens and Chico's game. This evening's broadcast is going to feature two games in the natural division, St. Louis, Edmonton, Chicago, and San Francisco, as those teams battle it out for the natural division. And the rain delay division, Manchester and Lancaster are also tied. Hagerstown slipping a little bit and 10 games back. Without any further ado, let's get into it as I take a sip of water here. It is 4:43, so I'm only a few minutes behind. We'll get these two games done, and then I can have dinner. Okay, here we go. July 4th traditionally is a day full of doubleheaders, back in the old days in baseball anyway. And we've got them here today for you. First game of a doubleheader, Hadley Lake at Philadelphia. Philadelphia wins 10-0. Hadley Lake remains in a rough patch right now. Philly wins 10-0. Cuellar over Roughing Heilman, home run number 21. Cleveland at T-ville. Cleveland 3-2 winners. Bly 11 over Melton. Rocky Colavito went 3 for 4 with a double, and he just passed away this past week. The only reason I mention it is Mark comes in from Beantown. Always one of the first into the stadium. San Francisco at Hagerstown. San Francisco has begun their run to the top, but they are going to be upset by Hagerstown 5-2 to Culvey over Grove. Helton home run number 15. And we come to the first game of a doubleheader. This one we are going to play. Chicago at St. Louis. Chicago 9.5 games out. St. Louis, Edmonton to Chicago traded an extremely large amount of players back and forth in between June and July, adjusting and getting ready for the stretch run. Let's see how it plays out. We're going to play this game right now. Chicago is going to pitch Harry Krause in the first game of the doubleheader. He will face Mordecai Brown. Lineups are in. Welcome to Arlington Stadium for today's game between Chicago and St. Louis. St. Louis in game one of the doubleheader. Chicago and St. Louis in game one of the doubleheader. I can read. Harry Krause takes the mound for Chicago. He'll be making his first start of the year. Mordecai Brown will be on the mound for St. Louis. He's made 13 starts on the year, 6-2 and a 3.81. Harry Krause, By the way, it's not his first start of the year. I think it's his first start of the year, however, maybe for Chicago. His third start against Chicago. He's 2-0 with a 2.00 ERA. It's a hot evening, 101 degrees, wind speed 3 miles an hour is not going to cool you off much, and it's out to left field. Here we are at Arlington Stadium. The lineups for Chicago has Chance leading off the DH, Boudreau at short hitting second, Alomar second hitting third at second, Medwick in left hitting fourth, Roland the third baseman fifth, Hernandez the first baseman sixth, Edwards in right field, seventh, Maddox in center field, hitting eighth, and Boone the catcher and hitting ninth. In the field for St. Louis, Raines in left, Edmonds in center, Robinson in right. Boy, I don't like where Robinson is. Let's move him right now while I'm looking at it. Have no idea how that got there. Let me glance at what else I have here. Everything else seems to be okay. Frank Robinson joins the rest of us. I may move Edmonds a little bit. As we're going to hear the national anthem again, I'm sure. No, we didn't. Yeah, there it is. This program is a wonderful thing. Okay, in the infield, Karowski, Vizquel, Collins, Pujols, Hartnett back from a stint in Edmonton behind the plate, Mordecai Brown pitching. Frank Chance steps in, and the first pitch, line drive to Pujols, one down. Replay Dugout is anyone getting in on the Action PC baseball presale, and I did, and several people in our Field of Dreams League, I'm sure, have purchased it. Jeff Hunter's in. Hello to everybody. Thanks for being here as Lou Boudreau steps up to face Mordecai Brown, hits it on the ground, a web gem by Pujols. That'll be on TV's ESPN tonight. Flips to Brown for the out, 2 away. Great play number 9 this season for Pujols. Pujols is one of those rare players. Fields an extremely good Gold Glove fielder and a powerful hitter. Alomar bunts. He's going to be out. We head to the bottom of the first. Chicago nothing. The Hawks coming to bat. Lineups for St. Louis. Tim Raines, the ex-Vegas Star, in left field, batting first. I traded him this year because he's got 2 years, this year and next year, left on his current run, and I trade players with 2 years left so I can get some value for him. Raines in left leading off, Karowski at third, batting second, Edmonds in center, batting third. Pujols hitting cleanup at first base. Cy Seymour in the DH position, hitting fifth. Frank Robertson, someone I traded earlier this year. He has more than 2 years to go, but he had played out his string, and we decided to go in a different direction, so he was traded before the season started. He's in right field batting sixth. Vizquel at short seventh. Hartnett catching eighth. Collins batting ninth and playing second base. In the outfield, Medwick, Maddox, and Edwards left to right. Left to right in the infield, Roland, Boudreau, Alomar, and Hernandez. A good fielding infield. Boone catching. Also a good defensive catcher. Krause pitching, and Raines steps in. Maddox puts it away for the out. Krause to face Karowski. Try saying that 3 times fast. Edwards puts that away for the out. And Edmonds. Krause walks Jimmy Edmonds to face the ever dangerous Albert Pujols. Well, you can watch it. There it is, home run number 14 for Albert Pujols. Not only does he score, but the runner ahead of him, who was put on via base on balls, scores. It's 2-0 St. Louis Hawks. Cy Seymour, just received in a trade, will line the ball into left field. It will be a base hit. Seymour at first, threat to steal. Frank Robinson coming to the plate. Frank Robinson hitting .321 this season for the Hawks. Great player. I love Frank Robinson. There goes Seymour. He steals base number 6. The pitch to Robinson, line drive, gonna be caught by Maddox before it hits the ground. And we're gonna head to the top of the second with the Hawks ahead 2-0. As I look at the chat, we got red and green. This looks like a Christmas chat to me. Replay Dugout is in green. Jeff Hunter is in red. There is a speed setting, a Replay Dugout, and you can set it the way you like it. I think that everybody has their own personal preference on how fast they like the ball to go, so you just have to play around with it. There are some guys here in our league that criticize me. They think my ball moves too slow, but I'm an old guy. I can't follow it if it goes fast. Medwick facing Mordecai, 3-finger Brown, and strikes out. Brown gets his first strikeout of the game. Scott rolling up, and Brown gets his second strikeout of the game. If Brown can strike out Hernandez, he can hold up all 3 fingers and say he struck out the side. Fly to center, Edmonds got it for the out, and he is credited with a great play. Number 21 on the season. Krause in the bottom of second to face the bottom third of the St. Louis order, Vizquel, Hartnett, and Collins. Strikeout number 1 for Krause. Gabby Hartnett stepping in, a player I've coveted all season, been trying to get him from Edmonton, couldn't do it. St. Louis got it. Maybe I can pry him away from St. Louis sometime in the future. Second strikeout for Krause. And Eddie Collins, longtime Hawk second baseman. Fly to center, Maddox puts it away, 1-2-3. We head for the top of the third. 2-0 St. Louis. I don't know if you got to see early the first 3 days of July. Steve Tate, one of the commissioners, pops in, but I was bad luck for you again today. I'm sure it'll change. We'll find out. We're going to finish the first week this evening. Hank Edwards strikes out. Third strikeout for Brown. Gary Maddox. Grounder to Pujols, going to take it to the bag himself. 2 down. And Bob Boone hitting 191. Hits it to left. It's deep. And it's off the wall. Boone is going to go in his second with a stand-up double. And I'm going to change one more thing on the display. I love this stuff. Pops up everywhere. Park layout. That ball hit into the crowd, didn't hit against the wall. So we're going to move that. So the next one will hit on the wall. Brown facing Chance, top of the order. Boone at second. Ball gets away from Hartnett. Boone does not advance. Chance to Karowski. Over to Pujols for the out. Boone is going to have to... Whoa, what happened? That was the third out. As I pay more attention, we go to the bottom of the third. 2-0 Hawks. Top of the order, Timmy Raines, one of my favorite players. Strikeout number 3 for Kraus. Both pitchers now with 3 strikeouts. Karowski, number 4. And Edmonds, who walked and scored on a home run, will now single in the left field. He rounds first, goes back to the bag, and Albert Pujols, who put one in the seats in the first inning, will now ground to shortstop, flips to Alomar for the out. We go to the top of the 4th, 2-0 St. Louis Hawks. I don't know if David's here, but he desperately wants to win these 2 games today. Boudreau to face Brown. Lou Boudreau hits it to Pujols, who flips to Brown, covering out number 1. Roberto Alomar, again to Collins. Out number 2, and Joe Medwick, who lines out to Vizquel at short. 1-2-3. We're headed to the bottom of the 4th. 2-0 St. Louis. Kraus facing hitters 5, 6, and 7. Seymour, Robinson, and Vizquel. One ball, 2 strikes. Kraus hits it to Alomar. And there's going to be an error on the play, and it's number 3, and it's on Roberto Alomar. 3 errors this time of the season. Not a lot of errors, but he just made one. Seymour will end up on second base for Frank Robinson. He flies out to short left field. Seymour has to hold. Vizquel up. Strikeout number 5 for Kraus. And we're back to Gabby Hartnett. Kraus walks him. Eddie Collins, 306 hitter this season. Runners on first and second. Base hit in the center field. Seymour's going to round third. Score easily. Throw comes into the cutoff man, and it is 3-0. Kraus facing Raines, 2 runners on, ground ball. Hernandez takes it to the bag himself. Ends the inning as we head to the top of the 5th, 3-0 St. Louis. Brown to face. Scott Rowland 0 for 1 today. Hits it to his counterpart, Karowski to Pujols. He's out. Keith Hernandez. He strikes out. Balls dropped, throws to Pujols. Those of you scoring at home, credit Brown with a strikeout, assist to Hartnett, put out Pujols. And Hank Edwards, 0 for 1 in the game. Strikeout number 5 for Brown. We're halfway home, 3-0 Hawks. Here we go. Bottom of the 5th. Batters 2, 3, and 4. Karowski, Edmonds, and Pujols facing Kraus. Pitched a pretty good game so far. Only allowed 3 runs. 6 strikeout. Edmonds to Boudreau, who makes a great play at shortstop. I've never seen a great play turn out into anything other than an out. Great play number 26, I think it said. Pujols, 1 for 2. That's a home run. And there's a base hit as he slaps the ball in the left field. Medwick throws it back in, runner on first. 2 outs. Seymour 1 for 2 in the game. There goes Pujols. He's caught stealing, going to end the inning. We head to the 6th, 3-0 St. Louis Hawks. Top of the 6th, Maddox, Boone, and then Chance, the top of the order, to face Three-Finger Brown. Karowski's a web gem, and they're always an out. Couple of web gems in the game today. You don't need to be a 10 to do a web gem. Karowski's a 7, just did it. Bob Boone doubled his last time up and will single for his second hit of the evening, 2 for 2. Brown, the ninth hitter, just raised his average to 203. Frank Chance was 0 for 2 today. Will hit it on the ground to Pujols. Going to take it to the bag himself. Boone will advance to second. 2 away, runner in scoring position for Chicago. Lou Boudreau, 0 for 2. Ground ball to Vizquel. He's out. We head to the bottom of the sixth. This game moving right along. 3-0 Hawks. Seymour Robinson and Vizquel up. Seems like they were just up a minute ago. Fly to right. Edwards has got it. Robinson on an 8-game hitting streak. Strikes out for the 7th strikeout credited to Krause. And the 8th strikeout credited to Krause. We head to the 7th. Hawks still lead 3-0. In the 7th, Mordecai Brown will face Alomar, Medwick, and Rowland. Alomar, base hit. Now 1 for 3. Alomar raises his batting average to 228. Medwick just obtained in a trade with St. Louis. I think for Frank Robinson, but I'm not sure. There's a pitch out as they were waiting for Alomar to steal. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. Fly to right. Robinson's got it. Alomar has 13 steals on the season, is 1 out, rolling up. And they're asking Lou Brock to pinch hit, and here he comes. Here we go. The throw to set first once again. He gets back. Brock is a very good hitter against right-handed pitching. He was on the Vegas team, traded to Chicago. Roller to Vizquel. Brock is going to be out by a half a step. He's a speedy little character. 2 down. Alomar in scoring position for Keith Hernandez. Great player, Hernandez. He's going to pop it up, and it's going to end up in the seats. Just like that, it's 3-2. That ball went sky high and 386 feet deep for his 6th home run of the season. And now we got a game, 1-run game, and Mordecai Brown has to face Hank Edwards. Edwards hits it back to the mound, throws to first for the out. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Scores now 3-2 as Hernandez popped a 2-run homer into the right center field grandstands. Krause now to face Hartnett. Collins and Raines. There it was. As I speak, Hartnett just nailed that one, his 2nd home run for St. Louis. And now you see why I wanted him. He's got tremendous power. That traveled 401 feet. Collins up, 4-2 score, foul ball. Krause delivers. Someone's ejected. Let me read it. Krause 3-2, low and away. He'll take his base. Krause didn't like that call. He's arguing with the ump, and he's been thrown out of the game. There you go. Well, let's see what I usually do. Other people do different things. But I put Chicago on computer. They put lamp in. I then take them off computer so strange things don't happen. And we continue the game with Collins on first. Lamp delivers to Raines. There goes Collins. Stolen base number 37. Bottom of the seventh. Nobody out, runner in scoring position. Already a run in on the Hartnett home run. Lamp delivers to Raines. It's going to be an intentional walk. They're going to now pitch to Karowski. And Al Worthington coming into pitch. Al Worthington just acquired from Vegas will be pitching to Karowski. And he must be a plant because he got a base hit. No, I'm kidding. Al Worthington's a good pitcher. Bases loaded. St. Louis threatening with nobody out. Worthington is a good relief pitcher. Let's see if he can get out of this jam. Jim Edmonds 1 for 2 today. Well, that's all the computer manager wanted to see. They're going to bring in Roger McDowell as the parade of pitchers continue. Bounding ball to Hernandez, going to throw to Boudreau for one, going to be back to Hernandez for a double play. A run's going to score, but they'll trade a run for 2 outs. There's now 2 outs and a runner on third. 5-2 the score, however. St. Louis leads. McDowell facing Pujols, another dangerous hitter, and he's going to walk him. Rather pitch to Cy Seymour, who's 1 for 3 today. Foul ball. Ground ball right back to the mound. Hernandez puts it away for the out. We head to the top of the 8th, 5-2. St. Louis. Okay, here we go. Maddox, Boone, and Chance to face Three-Finger Brown. Getting a 3-run lead back. What do? You walk the first batter and face Bob Boone, who's 2 for 2. Pops it up in the infield. Vizquel's got it. Frank Chance, the DH and leadoff hitter. Stepping in. He's hit by the pitch. Runners on first and second. Yeah, that's what we do. Let's get a 3-run lead. Let's get 2 runs back right away so I can put the first 2 runners on, or first 2 out of 3 runners on. 1 out, runners on first and second. Lou Boudreau, dangerous hitter up. Fly ball deep in the left field, and there it is, my friends. 3-run home run. This game is tied at 5. 364 feet for Lou Boudreau. There's a reason why Boudreau is hitting that high in the order. That is his 8th home run of the season. 290 hitter. It's now 5-5, and we've got a new ball game as David Lando goes wild in Chicago. Jeff Montgomery coming in to replace Brown. Facing Alomar. Fly to right. 2 down. Medwick stepping in. Montgomery delivers, strikes him out for his first strikeout. We head to the bottom of the 8th. This game is tied at 5. Robinson today, 0 for 3. Here's a chance to extend his hitting streak. And he does. It's a base hit in the left field. He now has a 9-game hitting streak. Omar Vizquel steps in. He's got a streak going today. He struck out 3 times. Right back to past the mound. Boudreau to Alomar for 1. Hernandez for 2. It's a double play. Strikeout would have been better. 2 away, nobody on. And Gabby Hartnett, who hit a rocket out of here his last time up, will hit it to Howard Johnson. But Hartnett, showing some speed, beats it out. Runner on first, 9th hit of the game for the Hawks. Eddie Collins 1 for 2. He walks him. Base on balls number 2 for McDowell. They got to face Tim Raines. Tough hitter against righties. But he pops it up. Alomar's got it. We head to inning number 9, all tied at 5. Howard Johnson, Hernandez, and Edwards to face Montgomery. Strikeout number 2 from Montgomery. Grounder back to the mound. Montgomery throws. Hernandez is out. And Edwards hits it on the ground to Collins. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the 9th, tied at 5. McDowell seems okay. Karowski, Edmonds, and Pujols trying to win the game in walk-off fashion. Walking that runner is not a smart thing to do. That's the second time we've seen that. Last time it happened was Mordecai Brown. Edmonds up. Base hit into center field. That going to put 2 runners on. Nobody out. Bottom of the 9th inning. Pujols has 5 game-winning RBIs on the season. Let me take a minute and tell you what I've seen Action PC Baseball do in this spot. Bunt. If they bunt with Pujols, I'll be astonished, but let's find out what happens. They don't. Fly ball to center field. 1 down. Runners remain at first and second. Action PC Baseball comes through. Seymour has 3 game-winning RBIs this season. Troy Percival coming in. Lots of pitchers being used by Chicago. I hope they have some left for the game 2 of the doubleheader. He delivers to Seymour. Seymour in the right field. Edwards has got it. All of a sudden, there's 2 down. What looked like a promising inning. 2 runners on, nobody out. Looks like really a situation that Chicago can get themselves out of. Frank Robertson, who extended his hitting streak his last time up, has 5 game-winning RBIs this year. Ball gets away from Boone. Runners move up. That puts a different spin on the game. Wild pitch, pass ball could end it. An error could end it. Let's see what happens. It's a pop-up behind home plate. Boone throws his mask away. He's got it. We're headed for extra innings. Tied at 5. Montgomery facing Maddox here in the top of the 10th. Hartnett drops the ball, throws to first for the out. Boone, 2 for 3 on the day. Karowski on the short hop, throws it to first. And Derek Lowe's coming in to pitch. Another traded player from the Vegas team to St. Louis. Pitch to Chance. Grounder on to Vizquel is going to be an error. Vizquel makes error number 9. Let's see if that hurts him, because guess who's up? Boudreau, who hit a 3-run homer to tie the game up. Throw to first. Ball gets away from Pujols, but nobody advances. Pujols Boudreaux hits it to center. Edmonds has got it. We head to the bottom of the 10th, still tied at 5. Percival seems strong. Vizquel, 3 strikeouts. Hits it over the mound to Alomar. To Hernandez for the out. Hartnett, 2 for 3. One of them a big home run. Pops it up in a foul territory. Again to Hartnett. Strikeout number 1 for Percival. Eddie Collins. Strikeout number 2, on to the 11th. Tied at 5. Derek Lowe to face Alomar, Medwick, and Johnson. Ground ball back to the mound. 1 down. Medwick line drive to Collins. 2 down. And Howard Johnson to right field. Frank Robinson gets it. 1, 2, 3. We head to the bottom of the 11th, tied at 5. Hawks have left 10 men on base today. I'm sure that's a little disturbing to their owner, Big Clue. Owner and general manager Tim Raines strikes out. 3rd strikeout for Percival. He turns red. Will Chicago have enough pitchers? Let's find out. Steve Crawford coming in to pitch. Karowski. Fly ball deep to center. Maddox has it. 2 up, 2 down. Jim Edmonds. Ground ball to Howard Johnson. Over to Keith Hernandez for the out. We head to inning number 12. Lowe facing Hernandez, Edwards, and Maddox. Hernandez homered earlier in the game. Vizquel's got it. 1 down. Jeff Russell coming in to replace the tired Derek Lowe. Edwards up. No balls, 2 strikes. Russell's delivery, fly ball deep in the left field. Raines has it for the out. 2 down. Russell to face Maddox. His first strikeout. We head to the bottom of 12. Yeah, you're right. It's tied at 5. Crawford looks good. Crawford has 35 pitches in him. He'll be around an inning or 2 if we go that long. Pitch to Pujols. Base hit in the right field. Lead runner on. Hit number 3 today for Albert Pujols. Will Cy Seymour bunt him along? Let's find out. Must have been a pitch out. Let's see. There's the bunt. Great play. They're going to get Pujols. Is that going to be a double play? We have to wait and see. No. They only get the runner at second. Great plays always end that way. That's why they're called great plays. Seymour at first. Frank Robinson up. And there's a base hit in the left field. That failed sacrifice bunt looms big as Seymour makes it to third with less than 2 outs. Vizquel has 2 game-winning hits on the season. A fly ball ends the game if it's deep enough. Base hit in the right field. Seymour scores. Game over. St. Louis wins 6-5. We head for the box score. And it was a good one for game number 1 of today's doubleheader. 6-13-1 for St. Louis, 5-5-1 for Chicago. Chicago star of the game had to be Hernandez with that two-run homer to tie the game. No, it's a 3-run homer. Where's his RBIs? 2. Okay, there you go. Tied the game. Good, lots of hitting. Pujols had 3 hits. Edmonds had 2. Robinson had 2. Hartnett had 2. Home runs in the game for Hernandez and Boudreau. Boudreau was the one with the three-run home run. St. Louis, Pujols, and Hartnett. MVP of the game was Albert Pujols. Pitching lines in the game. Mordecai Brown, 7 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 5 strikeouts, a walk. Montgomery came on, Lowe came on, and Russell came on to get the win. He's now 1-1, perfect relief pitching, no hits out of the bullpen for St. Louis, allowed no hits. Krause pitched 6 innings for Chicago, allowed 6 hits, 5 runs, only 4 were earned, 8 strikeouts, 3 walks. Lamp came on, walked a batter. Worthington came on, allowed a hit. McDowell came on, pitched a couple innings, no runs allowed. Percival, a couple innings. And Crawford, the loser, who's 4-1, took the loss. Okay, that's the box score. Let's go back to today's games and do the rest of the doubleheaders. We will end on the 7th, will be the last game we do. I want to check something on the 7th. Edmonton, San Francisco. That's the game we're going to do on the 7th. But we are on the 4th. We got a long day, so let's continue. Manchester at Amazing. 9-2 Manchester. Hurst over Tanana. Williams, home run number 2. Lehigh, there you go, Steve, at Degens. And you win 8-3. Dean over Price. Mays went 3 for 3. It was 11th home run. Can Hadley Lake stop its skid? They cannot. Philadelphia beats them 5-3. Halliday over Harden. Bateman home run number 16. Cleveland at T-ville, a game nobody really cares too much about. 4-1 Cleveland. McDowell over Perry. Jackson home run number 6. San Francisco at Hagerstown. 9-3. San Francisco continues their march to 500. Hahn over Belcher. Cano home run number 10. Second game of the Chicago-St. Louis doubleheader. 7-1 Chicago gets their revenge. DeGrom over Kershaw. Hernandez with another home run, number 7. Manchester at Amazing sweeps the doubleheader. 7-2 Paulette. They just got him in a trade from Chicago. And Hamill's the loser. Crystal Lake at Washington. Washington wins 6-4. Spahn over Candiotti. Beantown at Chico's. Marks in the house here. Chico's wins 3-2. 11 innings, Gladding over Newhouser's now 9-9. Lancaster at Edmonton. Edmonton bangs away and scores 10 runs, wins 10-6. Mathewson now 2-0 for their new Edmonton team. Hoyt, the loser. Ramirez, that's Jose Ramirez for Edmonton, home run number 16. Florence at Vegas. 5-3 Florence. They always beat me. I don't know why. Charlton, that was in 12 innings over Wilhelm. Crystal Lake at Washington, game 2. 11-7 Crystal Lake in 10 innings. And the second game of the Florence Vegas doubleheader. Florence sweeps that doubleheader in 10 innings, 2 extra inning games. And we move on to the 5th. On the 5th, Hadley Lake at Cleveland. Hadley Lake breaks their losing streak, winning 6-3 in 14 innings. Philadelphia at T-ville, 4-3 Philly. How's Philly doing down there? They're in first place by half game, and that was the game. Beantown at G-Gens, will they keep – who's going to keep pace? D-Gens, will they be tied, or will Beantown be 2 games back? Beantown will be 2 games back. They win 9-2. Vaughn over Bevins. McGriff, home run number 20. St. Louis at Amazing upset St. Louis 5-3 in 11 innings. Win over Russell. Reigns, home run number 7. Tough game, San Francisco and Edmonton. San Francisco continues their march towards 500. They're 1 game under now, winning 4-1. Clemens over Feller. Lancaster at Washington. Lancaster 9-3 winners. How they doing? They're a game behind Manchester. Crystal Lake at Hagerstown winning 7-3. Crystal Lake. Ryan over Valenzuela. Let's see. Florence at Chico's. Florence is on a hot streak, 3 in a row, 10-3 over Chico's. This time they beat a team only a game and a half out of first place. Chicago and Manchester, the 2 buddies here, they're playing, and Manchester defeats Chicago 8-4. Houston over Crawford. Mellot, home run number 26. And Lehigh in first place, facing the lowly Vegas Stars, and the Vegas Stars beat them 5-2. Bob Lemon, a pitcher that Steve Tate likes to ridicule, is now 5-0, beats Garrett Cole, who's 8-4. On to the 6th of July. Beantown at D-Gens. This game has some implications. 5-3 D-Gens. Guidry over Gomez. D-Gens owner is playing hockey tonight. He'll check this out when he returns. Hornsby, home run number 19. Philadelphia, will they hold on to first place? They will with a win. They get a loss. T-Ville upsets them. Henry over Sale. Lajoie, home run number 12. That gives the Sandlot division a tie at the top. Chico's a game back. Beantown 2 games back. Long way to go. Amazing upset St. Louis yesterday, and today St. Louis is pissed off. They scored 20 runs. Burkeen over Combs. Clemente, recently reacquired by St. Louis from Edmonton, hits home run number 1 for St. Louis. San Francisco at Edmonton. Edmonton squeaks by San Francisco and stops the juggernaut San Francisco team from reaching 500. Caught over Short. Delahunty, home run number 3. He's new on the Edmonton team. Lancaster loses to Washington 6-4. Sane over Daly. Florence at Chico's. Is Florence going to continue their winning streak? 7-0. They do. Lee over Peavy. What's got into Florence? That knocks Chico's back to a game and a half behind. Hadley Lake, who recently broke their losing streak, facing Cleveland, and they got 2 in a row as Hughes beats Walsh. Crystal Lake at Hagerstown. Hagerstown 12 back, and they lose 7-0. They're falling out of the race. Gibson over Martinez. Chicago and Manchester. Chicago returns the favor, defeats Manchester 5-2. Lincecum over Hurst. DiMaggio, home run number 1. That's Joe DiMaggio for Chicago, who was traded from Manchester to Chicago. And now we got a Lehigh-Vegas doubleheader. The number 1 Lehigh team, 10.5 games up in the division. Vegas, 14 games back. This can't end well. Well, Vegas defeats Lehigh for the 2nd game in a row. Lee Smith 7-3, Faber 15-6, AG home run number 9. Can Vegas beat Lehigh 3 in a row? I doubt it. But they do, 4-3. And Steve Tate will probably take over broadcasting tomorrow and ban me from broadcasting his games. There we go, a 3-game win over Lehigh. Do I play him tomorrow? Let's see. I play him one more time. Steve's got a chance to beat me. Here we go. Set the last day of the week. Edmonton and Chicago. Edmonton at home against San Francisco is the game we're going to play. Right now, Beantown defeats Degens 5-3. They're going to be a half game back until Philadelphia plays. Degens a half game back. Beantown 1.5 back. They'll all be tied soon. St. Louis and amazing. St. Louis scores 12. That's 32 runs in the last 2 games. Testro over Schilling. Lancaster at Washington, will they keep pace? They do. They keep pace with Manchester 4-3 winners. Florence at Chico's. Chico's needs a win. Florence is on a hot streak. Win again, defeating Chico's. I think that's like 5 in a row for Florence. Drysdale over Seaver. Freeman 4-5. Chico's falls to 2 games back in the Sandlot division. Hadley Lake loses to Cleveland 6-4. Their losing streak continues after a short interruption of 2 victories. Can Philly maintain their lead? If they win, they're a game up. If they lose, they're tied. They win 6-4, more over Johnson. They are a game up on Degens. And we're going to play this game, San Francisco and Edmonton. Jim Bunning for San Francisco, tough pitcher. Well, you don't get tougher than Christy Mathewson. This is going to be quite a game. The lineups are in. I have a